Okay, so before I do this adjustment, I'm going to do a little example for you. Okay, so let's say this guy has got a gross wage or salary for 10,000, right? Now he's got deductions as follows. He's got payee, 1,005, medical aid, 500, UIF, 200. No, UIF is always 1% of this, ne? So it's going to be 100. It's always, that's according to law. Then pension fund, let's say 900. So in the end, he gets this. Creditors for salary, how much? A wage, sorry. How much? 10, 8, 7,000. So we call this the gross and we call this the net. Okay, you guys with me? Now, this 10,000 is my expense. This is how much it costs me, ne, to employ this worker. So it's my expense. So that 10,000 I will add to salary and wages in the income statement. Everybody sharp. It's my expense. So this is an expense. This other things that adds up to 10. This other things is what I need to pay. And you can see if it adds up, it will add up to 10,000. But it tells me SARS needs to get so much, medical needs to get so much, everybody gets so much. Can you see this is my payables? So in my note, in the balance sheet, for payables, I'm going to put creditors for wage or salary, the 7. What else do I have? Payee, I'm just going to bracket it yet, 1,5. Why bracket? I just want to calculate first. Okay. Pension fund, 900. UIF, 100. Medical aid, 500. Okay. So, can you see? This is my deductions. If there was a balance in the trial balance, I would also add that. So in other words, here I'm going to take the balance in the pre-adjustment trial balance. I will take that balance. I'll add the deduction, ne? Because I owe this. I haven't paid it yet. That's why it's still in the trial balance. I need to add the deduction because I still need to pay that. But what else did I teach you about? What else did I not talk about when I looked at this scenario? The contributions. So now let's just do two contributions. We say UIF, rand for rand, and pension fund, 2 rand for 1 rand. Okay. So in other words, extra comes contributions. So UIF will be 100 and pension would be 1,008. Can you see in total my contributions is 19. How much does it cost the business now to employ this guy? 11,900. Can you see now my expense becomes more? So can you see in your income statement, you will show the gross and contribution. Okay? Because this is what it costs the business to have this person employed. Everybody sharp. Now, if I go to the payables, what is going to change here? oh, I need to pay for the pension fund the extra 1.8, ne? And for UIF 100. Can you see? I need to take the balance, the deduction, and the contribution, because all of that needs to be paid over to whoever we owe that. Right. So let's see. Payee stays 1,005. Pension is now 2.7. Ne? UIF, medical aid. And if you add all of this together, it's going to give you 10.9. 11.9. The same as the expense here. You guys get it? So let's quickly do this example that you can see how it works. So if I look at this example here, they say, the salary of Busy Boosie was not processed for the month of February, as she was on maternity leave. Use the details provided and make the necessary entries to process her salary. Can you see the entries were not made, meaning this is going to make my salary, wages and everything more. If they say, oh, she resigned and we still paid her 1 month by accident, can you see that would make everything less? Okay, now in your head you break it up. You always start. Gross and contribution goes to the income statement, right? That's the first thing we do. Second thing we do is we say creditor for salary or wage, deductions and contributions goes to the balance sheet. Okay, so now let's go look. What is my gross? 8,000. So this is a salary, so my salary is going to increase with 8,000. Okay? Then, what is my deductions? They say there's UIF and pension, rand for rand. Now, there's different ways I can put it in the income statement, and I need you to be aware of it. Okay? So, my contributions, the most popular way, is I just add it to the salary and wage. In other words, to the gross. The second option is I open an expense and I call the expense employer contribution. Okay? The third option is I show it separate, like I will show UIF contribution, pension fund contribution. Okay? So that's your three options. Now, how will I know which one to follow? If they say nothing, like here, they didn't say anything. Whichever one you can do. Right? All three would be right. But if they make a little note here that says, add to salary and wages, contributions is added to salary and wage, then you have to add it like that. If they give you in the nominal account here a pension fund contribution, then you have to show it separate from the salary and wage. Or if they give you an employer's contribution, you have to show it like this. Okay. So, in this case they didn't, so I'm just going to add it to my salary and wage. So what's the first one? UIF is 1% of the gross. So that's 80 rand. Ne? Pension fund, rand for rand, they say it's 380. You guys fine with the income statement? So I just took the gross and the contribution and I added it to the salary. Can you see? Let me show you. So this is the gross and this is the contributions. I just add those ones. Okay. If I go to my payables now, what's going to change here? Now let's quickly see. What is the total here? What is the total here? If I add that, what do I get? 8,460, ne? If I add that. So that 8,460 needs to be added to my payables. But I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to say, okay, first of all, my creditor for wage, in other words, my net. And that I will get as follows. Let's go. The creditors for wage, I'm going to do it for you here. Okay. So I take my gross is 8. Payee is 12% of the 8,000. So how much is 12% of 8?
960.
960. I'm going to subtract it. And I'm going to add it to payee. Pension is 380. I'm going to subtract it. And I'm going to add it. Okay. You guys with me? So now, what is next? UIF. We establish UIF is 80, ne? So I subtract it. Medical aid is 900. So I subtract it. So how much is my net? 5,680. That's how much goes into the guy's pocket. Okay. But what do we know? What do we know? We also had contributions. So we owe UIF another 80 rand out of the employer's pocket. And we owe payee another 96. Why is not payee? Another 380. Okay, so can you see what did I do? I'm going to highlight for you. So, you saw that I took, remember when I did those that summary for you, I said we have to take the balances that they give me. Ne? Can you see it's the balance? Then I said next you have to have the deductions. So there's the deductions, right? Then I said you must remember also the contributions. Can you see? Because all of this needs to be paid over to the fund. You guys get it? So now you just add all of this and you get how much do you need to pay to the pension fund. Oh, I owe 11. I deducted 380. I'm contributing 380. So I need to pay in the end 11,760. Right. That's what I owe the pension. Who am I? I'm the employer. I'm the business. Payee, I need to pay 14,960. Medical aid, 99. UIF, 1160. You guys with me? So let me repeat it again. When you get this, immediately in your head you split the income statement and the balance sheet. Income statement, you're going to take the gross and the contributions. In other words, the gross and the contribution. That goes to the income statement. The balance sheet, you're going to take the net, the deductions, and the contributions separately per person that you owe. If I only ask you the face, ne? Can you now see? I have to add what? If I add here, I didn't do the note. Can you see I would still get full marks if I just say plus 8,000 plus 80 plus 380. What did I do here? What is it that I did here? Can you see what I did? Is I took the gross. I don't have to go show the net and the deduction separately because I already have the gross. Okay. I already have the gross. Okay. Now I just add the contributions as well. You see? Can you see what I did? It's just when I ask you the note that you have to go all out and say exactly who do you owe what. You see? But in actual fact, if I take all of this and this, this pink one, what does it add up to? It will add up to 8,000, the gross. The net plus the deductions will give me that 8,000. And then what is short? Oh, I already put all the balances in. I just need to put the contributions. And I've repeated